Welcome to the Heidi Thorne Show. I'm your host, Heidi Thorne, and in this podcast, I share my real-world self-publishing and small business experience with you. Before we get started, I just want to remind you to like, comment, share, follow, and subscribe. Now let's get on with today's show. In November, I launched a new book in a new genre for me titled Cradle to Crochet: Thoughts on the Crocheting Life. Because this is an experiment in a new market and marketing territory, I did more book launch promotion and advertising than I usually do for my more on-topic content. It was also an opportunity for me to take the Amazon Attribution Tags system for a test drive to see if it really does help authors track mystery sales sources on Amazon. In addition, I ran regular sponsored product ads on Amazon. Here's how it went. I'll do a little bit of discussion and then I'll also be sharing some screenshots and analysis immediately afterward. So let's go. Though I've discussed the Amazon Attribution Tag system elsewhere, to summarize, the tag system creates a unique destination URL for your non-Amazon ads and promotions. Each non-Amazon ad or organic post can have its own URL. Traffic, sales, and KENP Kindle Unlimited page reads for this unique tag are tagged in your Amazon advertising account. I set up ads on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. Actually, the Facebook and Instagram ads were rolled into the same ad buy. As an interesting side note, I tried multiple times to boost the post that featured this new book on Instagram, as I've done for other recent promotions. However, after the ad was submitted for approval with the Amazon Attribution Tag URL, it would say it was in review, then the whole ad would disappear the next day. It didn't appear in drafts or anywhere. It was just gone. I have to wonder if the Amazon Attribution Tag URL caused it to be rejected. However, when I launched the same ad content from Facebook to include placements on Instagram, it went right through. So my Facebook tracking includes both Facebook and Instagram placements, since I have the option to have my ads display on Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger. In these early stages of the full rollout of attribution tags, I think it's worth comparing the stats from Amazon with those that are showing on the social media ad analytics. Facebook was the closest to the reporting in Amazon attribution tags. TikTok and Pinterest were off. TikTok was way off. The TikTok click-through rate, or CTR, on Amazon was about 3 times what it was on TikTok's promotion reporting. I'm scratching my head on that one. Conversely, Pinterest reporting was about 40% higher than what was showing on the Amazon click-through. There was no activity and no sales for organic posting of links I included in my podcast, YouTube videos, or my link tree in my social media bio. Because I did make a few sales that could not conclusively be attributed to ads or attribution tags, I can only guess that someone saw something about my book and went directly to Amazon or Audible to buy. Saw it in search results or some non-ad Amazon suggestions. My organic post could also account for the Audible book sales. However, because I wasn't able to do Amazon ads for the audiobook version, it's difficult to tell if these audiobook sales were due to organic posts or someone seeing my ad for the print or ebook and then buying the audiobook. I run sponsored ads for most of my titles that are self-published through KDP, including this new book. However, I may make some adjustments to the campaign for this new book. My manual target and auto-targeted sponsored product ads are about 50-50. About half do well with manual targeting, the other half with auto-targeting. Why that is still a question. But if one targeting type is doing better than the other, I usually drop the one that isn't performing. For this new book, the auto-targeting seemed to be quickly racking up a lot of ad spend, but no sales. At the end of the launch month of November, I switched to manual targeting. A clue as to why the auto-targeting might not be working came up while I was reviewing keywords that were being suggested as I was manually selecting keywords. So many irrelevant ones, including for fiction books. Could automatic targeting have been using these irrelevant keywords to promote my book to the wrong readers? One other note that I found frustrating was that I was not able to run Amazon sponsored product ads for the audiobook edition of the book. Because of this, as noted earlier, it's difficult to tell if those audiobook sales were due to Amazon ads or from organic posts on my social channels. Before we get into too much of the discussion with Amazon attribution tags, I do have to tell you that it is pretty confusing, and the rollout in November, December of 2022, this is how it is accessed. You do not have to set up an Amazon FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, or Amazon seller account, but you do need an Amazon advertising account, and here's how to get to it. On the screen now, I have my KDP homepage, and you would go to Marketing, and you'll see a box for Amazon ads. You choose your marketplace because mine's Amazon.com, and I go to the Ads console. In order to see the attribution tags in your Amazon Ads console, you're going to see these icons on the left, and of course, it's all very cryptic. So you're going to go to the Measurement and Reporting, and it looks like a little graph, and then you would click Amazon attribution. Then if you want to dig into how to set up your attribution campaigns and whatnot, Amazon advertising has a lot of learning resources. So you want to go to learningconsole.amazonadvertising.com, and then you can see the courses that they have available. And they do have one specifically for setting up your attribution campaigns. So I would suggest taking these classes so that you know exactly what you're doing with it. Okay, so let's dig into some of the numbers here with the Amazon attribution tags. This is what your screen will look like if you are doing the attribution tags. And I've set up tags for this particular campaign on several channels, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, podcast, and my Linktree. It shows you the channel, which would be social or video. It shows you the publisher, and that would be the specific site that you are posting your URLs, these custom URLs on. Click-throughs, the DPV is the detailed product or page views of your product, and they should be generally the same, considering that I used the URL and it went directly to that product's page. Where this really comes into play is when the person or organization is running sponsored brands, and then they send people to their branded catalog page, and they want to see how many are going over to a specific product page. So it's not that much of concern for us for this discussion right now, but that's how it's used. It will show you how many purchases were made from it, the units sold, and the KENP read, and then the estimated KENP royalties. Those custom URLs were tracking, but as I mentioned, I did get no traffic to my Amazon product page from Linktree, my podcast, or YouTube. In this early going, you do want to look at the reporting that's on the social channel or wherever you are running your ads and compare it to the attribution tag stats. So let's do a comparison of Facebook to the attribution tag tracking. Now remember, this included on Facebook because I couldn't get an ad going on Instagram for whatever reason. I rolled my Facebook ad to include Instagram and Messenger and Facebook all together. So my Facebook stats include all three of those. But let's see how it did. 142 link clicks are showing on my Facebook results, and it was 137 on the Amazon attribution tag tracking. Now let's look at TikTok. It noted that I had 16,300 views and 68 link clicks. Now in the Amazon attribution tags, it's showing that I had 180 link clicks. I don't know why there's a discrepancy there, but it doesn't look like the tracking through TikTok is going very well. Now let's look at Pinterest. On the Pinterest tracking on Amazon attribution tags, it said I had 28 click-throughs. And on the Pinterest tracking, it showed I had 40. It's not too dramatic of a difference, but it is a difference. So it's not working perfectly, but it's close. But I think the thing we really have to look at the attribution tags is how many things were sold. I see zeros everywhere. No units sold, no purchases, no KENP read either. So that is not a good sign. Now, whether it's because of the book or the ad or the tags, it's just really hard to say why this is all happening. Now let's look at my Amazon advertising stats for this book launch. Like I said, I only use sponsored product ads. The one we're going to look at first is the auto-targeting. It had 97 clicks. And the spend is like $23 almost. I got one sale out of it, so the average cost of sale is a whopping 760%. And that's a really bad result from that ad. Now, as I mentioned in the discussion, it may be because the auto-targeting wasn't able to target the right people. Switched it over to manual targeting, so I spent 8 cents on that first day of it, but we'll see how it goes. You'll also notice that I got some KENP reads off of my auto-targeting, and I made a whopping 37 cents in royalties on that. So one of the problems of this attribution tags and the Amazon ads and all of this is that it's really hard to distill the information that you are getting. So what I did is I pulled together a spreadsheet, as I do for everything else, and tried to make some sense of my experience with the attribution tags as well as with my Amazon ads. Took all of the stats from the Amazon attribution tags and I put them in the spreadsheet. With the impressions, click-throughs, the DPV, which isn't really relevant here. And then I added a column for the social reported clicks. This is what the social site, such as Pinterest or Instagram or Facebook, is reporting, and then comparing that to what Amazon is reporting. And you see there's a discrepancy. Facebook, again, was the most accurate of them. TikTok was the worst, and Pinterest was off as well. You'll notice that I spent a total of $70.85. And here's the worst part. Sales, 0. KENP read, 0. Then on the Amazon ads, I got some pretty decent impressions, 40,000 on the automatic. I don't think they were showing it to the right people. One sale from my Amazon ads and 82 KENP page reads. So my total cost for Amazon advertising was $22.81. My total sales from all of my advertising for this book launch was $3.36. And my ad cost with this attribution tag experiment and the Amazon ads was $93.58. So the gross profit or loss from sales made through ads was a negative $90.22. Then I looked at my KDP reports to see what the royalty estimate was. So the estimated royalty is the actual percentage that you signed up for to get from your Kindle ebook. And then they take out a file size fee as well, so it's not going to be a perfect percentage. So they estimated it as $4.14. I made 0 print sales. Not totally surprised by that. On the audiobook, I made 4 sales. So that was the biggest amount of sales, and that came on Audible. And as I mentioned in the discussion, I don't know where those came from because I couldn't run any attribution tags or Amazon ads for the audiobook. So these were either from the organic post or maybe someone saw the actual ad. I just don't know. And then I got 82 page reads, which was 37 cents, and that was also generated by ads. And so I pulled out the sales that were made without ads. So that was 5 sales of the ebook, print, or audiobook, and then the KENP reads. And so I made a total of sales without advertising of $30.79, which is 90% of the sales for this particular title during its rollout. Now, the net royalties I got from all of the sales, including those that were ad generated, was $15.63. And then if I take the ad amount of $93.58 out, I made a net royalty of negative $77.95. It's really, really difficult to make book sales with advertising on social, also on Amazon. So I think it's good to do an analysis like this to see if these advertising efforts are actually working. But I think what it really points to is that your author platform or your fan base is really going to be the driver of your sales. I'm going to drop all of my social advertising. I'm going to stick with my Amazon ads, again, adjusting as time goes on. But for right now, I'm going to be discontinuing my social media ads for the book. One of the problems with social media is that platforms such as Instagram and TikTok do not allow for organic posts with links. This negates any tracking capability for Amazon attribution tag URLs unless you run ads. Unfortunately, those 2 platforms are where my primary topical audience is for the new book. Luckily, Pinterest does allow these Amazon tag URLs, so I will continue to monitor that site's performance with the tag. Aside from this experiment, I did try to run social media ads for books years ago, with similar results. I think social media advertising is better for branding and audience building, but not direct sales. However, I do plan to continue Amazon ads for this book as I do for my other titles. As mentioned earlier, I've made an adjustment from auto to manual targeting on my sponsored product ads. While I'm glad that Amazon finally gave KDP authors a way to better track how Amazon sales are coming to them with these new attribution tags, I think it's too much burden on individual self-published authors to be worthwhile. It takes some effort, experimentation, expense, and expertise to get all of it set up and monitor it properly and regularly. Attribution tags may also require a social media advertising investment in order to even use the tracking. This is the case for platforms such as TikTok and Instagram. Amazon, even with its world-class tech, offers little to no sales insight for KDP authors. Through Author Central, not even through KDP, they only offer Amazon's sales rank, which is a totally useless metric, and NPD book scan stats, which are for print only. By contrast, eBay, where I sell used books, has better insight for their sellers. It's not that refined, but it gives eBay sellers a quick summary of how traffic is being generated organically on eBay, impressions from external site traffic or promoted listings, and if sales were made with promoted listings. All of these stats are automatically available on eBay without the seller having to manually create reports. Come on, Amazon! If sites like eBay can do it, why can't you? I hope you found that interesting and helpful, and if you did, please rate, review, and subscribe to the Heidi Thorne Show on whatever podcast app you like to use. I'm on all the major ones, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you like the YouTube video better, you just have to subscribe to my Heidi Thorne YouTube channel, which is at Heidi Thorne Channel, and turn on the notification bell so you get an alert when there's a new video up. I would appreciate it if you would share either the audio or the video with your friends on social media. My self-published books are available on Amazon, Audible, and Apple Books. Type in my name, and my author page will come up with a list of all available titles. If you'd like to connect with me, my website is HeidiThorne.com. Thank you so much for listening and for your support. I'll look forward to talking with you again in the next episode, and in the meantime, have a great day.